I made a full review of the company's Spreadshop just over a month ago, and the video absolutely blew up. But I got a few comments from some people saying I left out some vital information, and they would be right. I unfortunately overlooked some key factors, which could potentially ruin this company's chances in the race for the best print-on-demand company out there. So, in this video, I want to take a deeper dive into Spreadshop, discuss a few pain points, and take a look at the quality of their t-shirt now that I've been wearing it for over a month. I've washed it a bunch of times, I've worn it even more, and there's so much to discuss. Starting with the price of a standard t-shirt that you would get from Spreadshop. At first, I thought it wasn't so bad, but I have now compared it with nearly every single other print-on-demand company. And it's incredibly annoying to have to tell you this, but it is one of the most expensive companies out there. This t-shirt starts at $16.49, making Spreadshop the sixth most expensive print-on-demand company that I can find. It's even more expensive than companies like Merch on Demand by Amazon, which is crazy to think because this, you've got to build your own shop and drive your own traffic. But with Merch on Demand, you have access to billions of monthly visitors that go to Amazon's website. Instead, Spreadshop needs to be compared more with the likes of Motif, Spring, Printful, Printify, and all of those kind of places. If we have a look, we can see a t-shirt on Spring is $15.90. On Motif, it's $8.08, and on Printful, it's $9.25. So quite a drastic price difference. Other items such as hoodies, mugs, stickers, and sweaters are also excessively priced, which is frustrating. Now let's move on to quality, because with a price like that, you'd probably be expecting the best possible quality. And it's safe to say that Spreadshop doesn't disappoint. They really and truly excel in this department. I have washed this over 6 times on hot, on cold, on all different types of washes. I've worn this even more, and it's perfect. It's really, really soft to the touch. The actual print is incredible. It looks like something out of a high street, and I'm really happy with it. It's kind of faded a bit, but in all fairness, that is a very normal fade, and I actually prefer this look to a crazy, colorful, vibrant look. I think this works slightly better and looks slightly better. If I had to, I would put the actual quality of the print and the garment in my top 3 when it comes to print on demand, which is interesting when you think about it, because the pricing is in the lowest 6, but the quality is in the top 3. So you have to ask yourself, what do you want to sacrifice, price or quality? But personally, I don't actually find the price that annoying because I am so blown away by the quality of the product. In terms of website ease of use, I still think it's quite easy to use. I do genuinely really like the website. It's really good. It's easy, it's intuitive, and building a shop can take you literally 15 minutes, and you can add all your products to it. You can send customers to that shop, and it looks really professional. One thing that I really like about the platform is they know it works. We all know it works, so they don't constantly update it and change it and confuse all of us, which a few other platforms do, and it's really annoying. But when I go into Spreadshop, I know it's going to look how I think it's going to look, and it's going to work how I think it's going to work. However, there are a few elements of their website which is just a deal breaker. And let me explain what they are. But before I do, I want to just quickly tell you about my weekly newsletter, which I've just brought out. If you haven't seen, I've made a weekly newsletter where I'm giving away t-shirt design sayings, graphics, really cool, useful information, some trends, some other print-on-demand news, and some secret projects that I'm working on. I share that information on my newsletter, so you would get that information first. I really, really think you'd find it useful, and it's totally free. And so far, the feedback that I have got has been amazing. And I'm aiming to bring them out every Wednesday at 3 p.m. So if you haven't already signed up for it, click the link down below and check out the newsletter. Now, back to their website, and a major drawback is the fact that when you finish creating your store, this is what your domain name will look like. Domain name is the name at the top, shimmyt-shirts.com. Now, having a custom domain is vital when building an e-commerce store. This looks so unprofessional. No one in their right mind wants to buy from a store that says shimmy-store.myspreadshop.com. It looks bad, it looks ugly. This is such a basic feature. And technically, you can add your own custom domain, but it's incredibly difficult and it's going to cause many, many headaches. And I have a strong feeling that 99% of people who use Spreadshop won't even bother with the custom domain because it's too difficult to set up. This is a feature Spreadshop desperately need to add. It's a basic necessity to building an e-commerce store. So yeah, Spreadshop, please get on with that. On the other hand, Spreadshop does allow you to have a product shelf on YouTube, one of just a few companies that allow you to do that. Spring and Shopify also allow you to do that. I think that's a brilliant feature, and anyone with an audience should definitely take advantage of this. However, anyone with an audience who's making even a little bit of money from their audience, I would recommend using Shopify for your YouTube product merch shelf, just because it looks a lot better. Your website will be 10 times better. Shopify is without doubt one of the best e-commerce builders on the planet, and it just ticks every other box. It's a bit pricey, which is why I say if you are already making money from your creative business, then that's why it makes sense to go for Shopify over Spring or Spreadshop. But on the other hand, it is nice to know that Spreadshop offer this YouTube shelf and they are free to use, which is really good. Another drawback, which unfortunately I looked over in my first video, is their shipping cost and their shipping time. I got a few comments talking about this, and in all honesty, I just forgot. In the craziness of creating that video and testing out the design and washing it and this and that, I forgot to talk about it, and it was a massive oversight because the shipping is atrocious. Shipping in of itself is one of the most important elements to an e-commerce store these days. I know I've spoken about the domain, and that is also incredibly important, and obviously pricing is important, but shipping is fundamentally the most important. It's the one thing that you're going to do to have repeat customers, to have customers in the first place. If I'm ever on a website and I see 10 days shipping, I will not buy from that website unless they are the only person on the entire planet selling that product and I desperately need it. Usually I will go somewhere else and try and find it. In a world that has Prime, in a world that has generally 1 to 2 days shipping for a very affordable cost, you just need to be better at shipping. Spreadshop completely dropped the ball with this. Their standard shipping, which costs $10.99, so it's not cheap. In fact, it's one of the most expensive shipping options that I have seen in print on demand. It takes between 15 and 22 days for the product to arrive to you. And I can confirm that. This took absolutely ages to arrive. This is simply unacceptable. It's ridiculous how slow that is. Now, as a customer, I'd be very happy receiving this high quality item. In fact, I would absolutely love it. But would I wait 22 days to receive it? No, 100% not. And that's the truth. If you're not going to have customers who are willing to wait that time, then you're not going to get any sales. And if people do buy and they don't realize it's such a long shipping time, chances are you're going to get a lot of cancellations and a lot of negative reviews. The fact that this is $10.99 just makes the whole thing even worse. It's a huge oversight, in my opinion, from the Spreadshop team, and it's something that they really need to work on. To conclude with Spreadshop, based on everything I've said and everything I've learned in all the previous videos, this is what I think. I still think they are a fantastic company that really outshine the competition in terms of the quality. However, the website domain name difficulty, the incredibly slow shipping time, and the shipping cost, it's just something I can't just overlook. I personally don't even mind that the item is expensive because I know I can happily charge $25, which means I can profit over $8 per item, which is plenty of money. And that's great. But the shipping is what's making this a bit of a deal breaker. So, Spreadshop, if you're watching, I mean, you're probably not, but if you are, if you can fix your shipping and you can fix the domain name issue, Yes, if you work on your prices, that will help, but it won't be the biggest difference because your quality is really, really good. Well, if you fix those two major issues, I think you'll get a lot more customers and you will probably jump to, I would say, the one of the best, maybe not the best, but literally in the top 3 of print-on-demand companies out there. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Spreadshop. What's your verdict? Do you think the few negatives are just too big to use the company, or do you not mind them so much? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to click the link in the description to get my newsletter.